Exotic heavy trace rifle preview. First one of those. First of all, it looks sick. The thing looks crazy. Deals massive bonus damage to shields. Okay. Is that it? Is it? Because if that's it, if that's what they're going with, and that's it, that do be a little underwhelming. So, like, shields are really not that big of a deal anymore now that match game doesn't exist. So I'm hoping there's something else to it. Obviously, it's going to do, like, high damage because it's in the heavy slot, right? You can't just have a trace rifle in the heavy slot and not have it, like, absolutely cook enemies. It's probably going to do, like, some pretty decent damage. Damage to be determined, I guess. But, like, shields aren't that big of a deal, you know? Like, unless there's, like, a new kind of a shield, or, like, there's some kind of situation where maybe, like, enemies have a big shield but low health. Maybe it does have anti-barrier. That'd be kind of cool. I'm trying to, like, glean any other information. Different enemies have different elemental explosions on death. I'm not really seeing that. Okay, never mind. I saw the, like, the tangles spawning. That one's purple. There's green. I'm seeing tangles. I feel like I saw 2 tangles. I don't know. That could just be like a green effect. Or maybe it's not even a tangle. I'm just seeing green. So maybe there's some sort of like, it matches the element of your super something. Prismatic trace rifle. I don't know. Prismatic's not really like an element. They haven't really said anything about that. So, like, I don't know. Prismatic weapons, yeah. What about a kinetic heavy? You actually might be spitting, because kinetic charges both your light and dark transcendence. I mean, we haven't had a kinetic trace rifle, so that'd be, I don't know, it'd be a little out of pocket, I guess. Maybe prismatic weapons just have intrinsic osmosis or something similar that matches with your super. Yeah, I mean we are seeing different, like, color explosions. You know, these first couple scions, like that void. This dude explodes into void, and then, you know, strand. I mean, if this is all we have to go on, and all we have to go on is deals massive bonus damage to shields, I mean, we can infer whatever we want about whatever else this thing might do. But until we can actually see the description, it just looks like a high damage trace rifle with maybe some sort of prismatic thing where it matches, you know, it does damage or has some sort of elemental trigger based on your super that you have equipped in your prismatic subclass or something like that. Like, the shield just explodes immediately, but this thing's also probably doing really high damage. So, like, it's just, we don't have anything to really infer from this without seeing damage numbers or stats or anything like that. It's just like a marketing video. I would say it's an underwhelming underwhelming description. Deals massive bonus damage to shields. So I'm hoping this does something else as well as this. Whether it's anti-barrier, whether it's prismatic synergy, like there's no way it's just this. It's gotta be something else. Or maybe just, like, the damage is super high on it and it's just like a giga beam. I could throw on a commemoration and get pretty much the same result. It does kind of feel like bait to be like, oh, you guys thought it was going to be garbage, but it's actually sick, man. Like, that's how I'm now feeling also about some of the exotic armor pieces that they showed. I don't know. The hunter one I still feel like is going to be like, but, like, maybe the other two are kind of pog and we just don't know. Aren't volatile rounds and unraveling rounds both anti-barrier? Volatile is unraveling. I forget about unraveling rounds. Unraveling weapon rounds, yeah. I wouldn't say explicitly, like, just because we happen to see, you know, a void and stasis type effect when enemies were killed, that's what it is. I think that is a little bit of a stretch, but, like, we don't have much else to really go on, so. Khvostov. It looks pretty nice. Every 7th bullet ricochets. Okay. I mean, this will live or die based on the damage that it does. That's it. It did kind of look like a seeking imagine it just like wasn't. It was just like ricocheted off of an enemy and it was like off to Narnia. Watch the mag not be divisible by 7. 7, 14, 21, 28, probably higher than that. 35, higher than that. 42, maybe like a 42, 49 situation in the mag. Something like that. It did look like a little kind of heat seeker. It feels very deliberate that they showed like the bullet doing that. Like it does seem like it's targeting specific enemies, because I think it would just kind of be a waste. Can ricochet back to the same target though, which may be interesting. Here's what I think would happen. If there's 2 enemies and you shoot enemy 1, the bullet would go from like 1 to 2 to back to 1. I could see that happening. If there's just 1 enemy, I don't see the bullet ricocheting off of like nothing to hit the primary enemy again. So if there's multiple enemies, it'll be good for like ad clear, again, depending on how much damage it does. But if there's just like 1 enemy, Auto's getting a decent buff next season, so it could slap. Yeah, I mean, it's also an exotic, so it's getting that boost already, even though that boost is getting reduced. You know, like, I'm essentially thinking that if the ricochet does enough damage, it could be, like, almost kind of like a Quicksilver situation. So it would have to, like, kind of be on Quicksilver's level, I think. Even like, with Quicksilver being nerfed. What will synergize with the kinetic ricocheting bullet? Look, sometimes it's not about the synergy. Sometimes you just want to throw on a gun and shoot some enemies, and it's not anything deeper than that, you know? It doesn't have to be... Not everything needs to have the crazy synergy. Hang on. Let me just verify something real quick. Kinetic damage fills both bars at a reduced rate, but that rate increases when either bar is filled, making it a solid choice to help a lagging bar catch up. So kinetics can help juice both of the Transcendence mirrors. I was correct on that. I feel like if you're running Prismatic, you really gotta be paying attention to both of the meters. There's also a fragment for it too. You gotta be paying attention to both. Like, I feel like if you are not really making sure you're doing light and dark damage, you're never gonna go Transcendent ever. So having a kinetic weapon now is like kind of a good choice, because it will charge both. Like, you will guarantee that you will eventually get Transcendent, however long it might take, even if you're just running around with a freaking Khvostov, right? Assuming that it's kinetic. Have they said if it's kinetic or not? I would assume it's going to be kinetic, because they're, you know, it's the OG gun. I don't think they would make it like Strand. I assume it's kinetic. I'm just under that assumption right now that it's kinetic. If it's anything else, I'll actually be very surprised. So yeah, we'll see how much damage the ricochet bullet does. Because I mean, look, in the marketing material, it's gonna look like, oh my god, it's killing everything. I need numbers. Exotic sniper. Charge up power to fire golden gun shots? What the F, bro? Bro, how do we go from a bullet ricochets every 7 bullets and does massive damage to shields to, yeah, your sniper is a golden gun now? What the F? What? I'm gonna let me look up Zen Meteor's exact definition. I know what it does. Grants explosive rounds rapid kills with every round. Rapid kills with every round in the clip load an extra higher damage round for 5 seconds. The extra round from dynamite causes a massive explosion. Okay, so I can see why people are like, oh, it's like the second coming of Zen Meteor. But just straight up giving you a golden gun? Like, how many shots? One, two, 3. Did they shoot a second one? 1, 2, 3. I mean, it could have also been just like it could maybe only be 2. That would be kind of weird if it was just 2, but it could have just been like an angle switch. I don't know. Does it synergize with Celestial is the real question. Holy, 1 giga shot. Have they said? That's probably something for when we can actually play. Synergizes with Spirit of Star Eaters. I think it depends on if they, like, how they label it. Like, do they label it as you technically using a super, or do they label it as you using a special reload effect on a gun? I think it just depends on the classification. My guess is that it's some sort of thing like on the gun. I mean, like, what do they say? Charge up power to fire golden gunshot. Okay, so I'm imagining like one of those little meters on the side of the screen that like charges up. You get kills, or you get headshots, or you get headshot kills, or whatever the trigger's gonna be. You know, headshot. I'm guessing it's headshots or headshot kills, right? Headshot, headshot, headshot.
Boom, headshot! Boom, headshot!
So I'm guessing headshot kills are just headshots. And then you're charging up some kind of a meter, and then the meter's full, and you hit the, you hit the special reload. That's just like how a lot of these things work already. And then you fire a friggin' golden gun. Headshot kills would make it awkward for boss CPS. It just depends on what they want the gun to be. It could be headshot kills, it could be headshots, it could be maybe headshot kills give you more juice versus just a regular headshot. It just depends. Do I think it'll work with Celestial? I would love for it to work with Celestial. I think I'm just like a little skeptical that it will. Do they have the ability to make that work? Like, imagine going like Celestial, bang, take out your sniper, golden gun, bang. Like, yeah, just depends. Depends on how they want it to work. It would be cool if it did. It's like, I'm voting for like, please work with Nighthawk, because that would be neat.